I put another blanket under there and then another blanket on top, so it's like tiered and layered.
So it's
Squishy.
yeah, the black one has the cutest little feet.
There's 2 black ones there, Ma. They're fun to watch, huh?
Yeah.
They all have their just their individual personalities. Hit that hydration station, Luna. Is she feeling Luna tickle because of the Luna eclipse? Lunar eclipse? You go, girl. You're so pretty. Just it's not just about looks. You're very smart and you're very intelligent and witty too. Charming. Oh my goodness. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm Hyoka. I'm Path. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It is a pretty okay day. Any day you wake up is a good day, huh, Ma?
That's right.
We had a pretty good day. I got Mom a new pair of sweats. These are a little bit thicker. So now she has her summer and her winter weights. And we washed hair. Went okay. It wasn't completely miserable. I got mad. I was expecting a package and I looked it up. See, where I live, it's random. I mean, pretty much everything is divine. I understand that. I'm just reminded of it that much more living in Podunk, North Mexico. It's weird, man. I ordered from Overstock last October, or beginning of the year, February. Never got any notification. Signed back into the account. It just says undeliverable. It's just amazing. So I ordered something from Kohl's, a department store. You think it's not their first day on the planet. And it came through carrier of DHL. Now, I've dealt with a lot of shipping in my life, and DHL is not a carrier I would ever choose on purpose. So that's what Kohl's chose. So I freaking look it up. It was in Texas. That was a couple days ago, and then I look it up today. Now it's in Colorado, and I was like, what the freaking what? They're sending it back. So I sent an email. Probably won't hear anything of it ever again. Maybe it'll go back to my account. Maybe it won't. Who knows? The thing of it is you can't really rely on anything in this world. And we are reminded of that more and more and more and more. Although, isn't it wonderful that we can be the integrity in this world? So when I say, I won't speak for general. So when I say I'm going to be there, people can generally count on the fact that I will be there. And if I say I'm going to do something, people can generally count on the fact, unless something happens out of my control. It used to be I'd say things but never show up just because I was a drunk. That's not a good enough reason not to do stuff. I think about all the freaking just hurt feelings in the world that are just swirling around just from people that have people that just are disappointed from somebody not saying what they're not doing what they said they're gonna do or something. You know, the whole world is full of disappointment. How much of that could be alleviated if people just freaking did what they said they were going to do? You know, you have an agreement. I mean, nobody called me. Nobody sent me an email. I provided all the bells and whistles and T's crossing and I dotting I was supposed to do. And I still don't get my shit. So, guess it wasn't supposed to be for me. It was some socks, pair of pants, a hoodie, sweatshirt. Wanted to do something, step into the new, just to start, what do you do? I sent an email, maybe it'll come back. Anyway, things going on in the world. I don't really know. We pretty much checked out today. Do you hear noises out there, Ma?
No.
You don't hear that?
No.
Good. I'm looking up stuff to see what happened in the world. I know, I can always tell where the freaking, when it's like air, when there's a lot of fiery energy, because people drive extra asshole. I mean, they drive like assholes anyway on this road. People just, but that's how you can tell a lot about a human being, is how they drive. And I know this from personal experience, because I've been the gunner, I've been the racy, and it's all my ego stuff. There's a time and a place, and on this stretch, there's never a time on this, at this place, and then people freaking just drive like assholes, and there's dogs everywhere. I heard some kids playing, but they're not really on this road. But I don't know. They come up with, you live in a small town, you find, you know that you just live by your own set of rules. People live by their own set of rules, and it's a trip. The sunset, though, was super pretty tonight. It was super pretty tonight. Hey, Jessica. And it's cool because, like, when the sun was setting, the colors that it was putting off on the mountain, on Wheeler Peak, Wheeler Peak, I think that's what it's called. It was all magnifique. It was pretty freaking cool. So, yeah. I'm like, man, there's so much beauty just to behold outside. How many people are missing that? As I see the cat run by, there's 3 sleeping on the porch right now. I went and I got these little cat sacks, but I'm gonna take them back because they're not what what they need to be. But I like the cats for the most. They'll hang out until it gets nice and cold, and I think they go under the porch. But I don't know, stupid stuff. Nothing I care about. Nothing of that is like, what are people do? I've been thinking about that a lot lately. About what people are do with what they got. What they're putting what am I putting my energy towards, Marge? Yeah. I'm always about speaking truth. Always about that, though. And I encourage people to dispute what I believe. Absolutely. Prove me wrong. You know, all these people are like, prove it's true. No, prove that it's not true. You know? Prove that it didn't happen. That's what we need to change the trajectory of the whole entire way of thinking. How do you like that shampoo, Ma?
Which one?
We used different shampoo today. How does it feel?
It's light.
Everything's light. That's her stamp of approval. Sometimes she'll eat something and she'll go, that is not light. She cracks me up. So, as an example of driving like assholes.
Right, those trucks out there are driving fast.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about, Ma.
That is dangerous.
They don't freaking. But see, that's ego. That's. I don't care about anybody else's life. I got some place to not be, because I mean, of all places, we're in fucking Taos, for Christ's sake. There ain't no emergency. Even the people that have emergencies aren't in any kind of hurry. It's like living in the past. It's weird. But so that's weird. I downloaded some. I was really getting annoyed with music, so I'm going back to some of my classical appreciation. And this is the 50th greatest pieces of classical music by the London Philharmonic Orchestra. And the song that started playing is Pomp and Circumstance. It's the graduation song. That's just funny. Is that, I mean, as popular, I guess I never recognized it as a great piece. I've been into all kinds of music for a long time. I got into classical music probably when I was 15. There was a station and I could just like zone out and listen to it. Go to the no play space. And when I lived in California and freaking people were annoying extra or I was extra annoyed at people in traffic, I would listen to it. So it's always had a presence in it's what goes around comes around kind of thing. So it's coming back around, especially with all the trouble I'm having with musicians and artists and stuff these days. It's all I can take. I can't take no more. So, I deleted a bunch of stuff. So, I'm trying to add stuff. You know, it's all about balance. So, anyway, didn't really want to hear that. So, the rest of it's great, too. In case people ever want to hear it, the rest of it's great. Just more people finding people. Just scrolling through, more people finding people, more stuff being revealed. Scorpio season's wrapping up. We're coming into Sagittarius season. Mom's season. Mom, you're going to be 71. It's amazing. I've all but pickled her. Today we lotioned up and had a spa day. Huh, Ma? She hates it. She hates it as much as I did when I was a little girl. It's really quite funny. And then when it's over, she always feels better. It's always pleasing. You know. It's just the doing it part that sucks. But it's not so bad. It's not because they didn't fix the sink. Sink's fixed. But we just went ahead and did that because I got it set up in there just right, and I'd have to get up on the counter and and so I'm just like, I'm not willing to do that today, Ma. Let's just do it in the tub. I took a bath with Epsom salt with spearmint and eucalyptus. I should put lotion on my hands. I was just feeling my knuckles are dry. See, people got it. You got it. These are our soul sacks, man. You got to take care of your soul sack. Stanley just woke up, I think. He's waking up. He's coming back in. He's landing back into his little soul. He's been snoozing all day, huh? He's such a cool cat. Whoa, big yawn. Oh, I missed it. All I had to do was pay attention. I wouldn't have missed. Anyway. So, things are getting... Scorpio season wrapping up. We're heading into Sagittarius season. Kind of bummed about my niece not being able to send her a present.
Is it her birthday?
Yeah, on the 10 days it will be. But I'm just going to get her something or make her something or do something for her and get her a card. And I'm going to get a box. And I'm going to put their presents away in their box. And whenever I am able and I get permission granted from the frickin' oh my God. And I'm allowed to send them stuff. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It is fucking retarded. The way people have always treated me so much worse than any of the fucking behavior I've ever done. It's like the punishment has never met the fucking crime. That's how I know the system is so broken, because it's made up of just these common everyday people that just have to fucking control everything. They don't even know what they're controlling, but they're controlling it. It's just absurd. It's gonna be kind of weird. I don't know. But I guess it's not a problem since everybody's getting all new agey and stepping in. You know, they're finding their connection to source, higher power. You know, God. People are finding their reason. People are finding their spirit, their connection, or they're like, no, that's not the way I want to live. That might exist because you can't deny that this stuff exists anymore. I mean, you can deny it, but that's all that you can do. You can't hide the fact that this stuff does exist anymore. You can only deny it, so people will choose to do so. Now, my world's always been small. That's why I'm like, why do they say there's 7 billion people? There ain't no 7 billion. I've been all over the United States, and the numbers that they say do not add up to 382 million people. I've been watching Northern Exposure. In one episode, they're talking about the census, and it was like 215 million or something like that. Well, that was in the early 90s. The government has done nothing ever but fudge numbers. That's what they do. They inflate numbers. They say we need these exorbitant budgets to get these minimal items at these really high prices so all of our friends can get rich too. And we'll call it in the name of safety and security and the fight for freedom and protection and stuff like that, which is all horseshit. Because we were the fucking bullies, you know? Every time we freaking left this country, went to another country, and killed people where we had no business being, that's like freaking crap in the fucking... Ah! Why does it do that? Stupid. That's crap in the fucking poop bucket. That's crap in that's karma, man. Every time we've done that, and we've done that a lot. We've done that a lot. And if you think about it, really, America has come off relatively unscathed based on all this shit that it's done a lot of shit. I mean, for every person that goes out and they act like they're busting their ass and they work so hard in their job, like they give 100% every day, and they go home every night, and they go, if they got a family, like, oh my God, I work so hard. That's all lies. Lies. I haven't seen anybody worth a work ethic at any kind of business in a minute, man. Like somebody that was exceptional, that really stood out, you know, that like gave a shit enough about themselves, and then, you know, that showed up in their work. Anybody can face cans. I used to do that. You know. Anyway. Things are gonna get pretty squirrely. Oh my gosh, because more and more people see it that way. More and more people are starting to believe it and see it, and they're starting to get the evidence to support their belief system, which only feeds people's belief systems even more. Going to be interesting. I just see there's always the stuff that happens this year. I mean, granted, there are placements that are different, and there's different cycles that come up and around, but relatively, I mean, if you pretty much every year is the same. You know, we're all at the end of the year, we're supposed to reflect. At the end of this, yeah, it's not 20 miles an hour. It's like we're supposed to look and reflect and be like, am I less of a D-bag than I was going into this year, or more of a D-bag? And I mean that little literal sense, like how much weight have I put on this year? You know, I'm losing weight again. See, because I've always lost weight, but it's like under extreme stress. It's this Addison's disease thing, man. I can freaking drop weight, but it ain't the healthy. So now I'm doing it the healthy way. And so, But see, I've had to diet to get in the air farce and stuff like that. Basically starve myself and live off cabbage soup for like weeks. And that's brutal. That sucks. So I understand definitely and always understand the importance of a balanced diet and eating healthy and things like that. You know, and you can do that on not a lot. Oh, we're one of our staples around here is just I'll bake chicken. I'll just bake some chicken and steam some rice and throw in a can of cream and chicken. Good for 2 meals. Done and easy. So, anyway. I am finding more and more that people do want to work. It's not fair to say that not all, because I want to work. I want to work there's stuff I want to do every day, go to work, I think people want to go to work. They're just tired of crappy leadership. Lord knows when I was in the workforce, I freaking hated the fucking crappy. I remember that, like, I hate Veterans Day. I hate fucking Veterans Day every year. Because I hear these people write these posts about the importance and what it means to them to be a veteran. And I'm like, it's all hogwash, dude. You fucking sat around just as much as the rest of them. You fucking, you go on your deployments, your tax, And it's like the life you're living ain't even yours. You live in your parents' house. I think about all these people that are so grateful for what they have, and I'm just like, if you weren't for somebody giving you something in a big way, you wouldn't have it. And I knew that I had to work hard from the time I was a little girl, because I used to daydream about how people got new furniture. You know what? Like, how do people make so much money that they can buy furniture brand new? That's the kind of stuff I'd wonder about. Wow, they are rich. They have a pool table, Stuff like that. And then the older I got, I'm just like, man, the more people stuff they have, they're just empty inside. And usually they end up just talking about the stuff they have. Not anything about who and what they are, their belief systems or their values, but let's just go around looking at all your stuff and talk about where you picked up your stuff and collected your stuff from. Do people still, why do people like get the cars that do they still believe that people care? Like look at people and go, oh wow, they're really cool. They drive blank said car. Do people have that mentality? I know, like, I look at people that, like, my whole life, one of the freaking biggest sign of a D-bag is someone that drives a Corvette. Yep. Have you ever been in a Corvette, driven a Corvette? Every freaking person I've ever known that has owned my ex-girlfriend, her mother drove a Corvette. I'm like, boom, point made. Yeah, just verifies, it supports of my belief systems. That I rode one time. I rode in one. I had to kind of like ride in the back seat, kind of, and it was, the dude was a lech. He was just a freaking creepy old dude that had some cash and had a Corvette and loved his young boys. Kids on the street, That's how a lot of people get by in life. You get thrown out of here. See how there's too many people have had too many creature comforts in life, man. You've never had to, like, live outside. Like, there are too many people haven't had to experience what it is to sleep, like have to bug out, too many and see, these creature comforts have all been paid and mostly brought to people by making other people very uneasy in far off lands and places. Now it's Pluto returns coming next year. It's not going to bode well. It's not going to go well at all, man. People can't be freaking harming people, instilling fear, doing all this freaking just nefarious stuff just for money and their self-serving, whatever gods in it, deities, devils, demons. I don't give a fuck. it's all nasty and gross, and people are figuring out. And now, what are you gonna do to stand up and make it stop and make it change? Because now everybody's looking at the elephant in the room. Now what? What are people gonna do? Guess we'll find out this next chapter. So, I was walking the dog the other day. I found a cloud in the dirt. It was a little cloud. It looks like a cloud to me. It even has, or it's a derby. It even has a little weld in the bottom of it. It's intentional. Thought it was pretty cool, so I thought, well, sure. We have nothing. We're starting over with nothing after leaving Oregon. Oh, Stanley, I'm bothering you, huh? He said, well, now that you mention it. He's such a good cat. He keeps all the ooga boogas away at night. He protects us. He stands up on his ladder and he can look at me and he can look at Mom, and he's a big grand presence, isn't he, Ma? Yep. I always sleep better knowing he's on watch. They're very, very... See, people don't like cats and dogs and stuff like that. I get it, but I like them for what they do. And they do things like freaking keep the ooga boogas away. And they're very loving and they're very affectionate. And I look around in the world and I'm like, man, if people could just be more like critters. You know? Just be more like critters. Although the nature side of the humanity is very, I don't know, it could be very gross, but anyway, all in all, what's the matter? Oh, is it now you need to? She said you need to take me outside and go for a stroll right now. It's emergical. She said it's emergical. I better get going. You know what the thing is we're going to go outside and she's not going to do anything. So, did I take any screenshots? I talked about the cloud seeding where there's an article of it on it in the newspaper. I'm like, dude, they've been doing this for years and years and years and years. They've been doing, when they discovered, I think it was a year my grandma, no, it was 1909. My grandma was born in 1919. So they've been doing this bio-weather engineering stuff forever, and that's just like, why don't you guys do it for the forest fires? Because people make too much money with their insurance, and it's all a fucking racket, man. And people keep doing the nonsense. God's gonna shake the snow globe and freaking give the whole planet a reality check. We always have an opportunity every year. Am I doing better at this point? Am I doing better? And there's checkpoints throughout the year. Okay, where am I? You know, how have I been? When I went a couple days ago, I went to the Goddess. There's a place, can't pronounce it, pizza place in town I like. And they have little personal pizzas. They have good salads. The chicken salad was really good. And their wings were good. Chicken wings. And I was like, yeah. I said, Ma, when I picked up the food, because it was like two personal pizzas, a salad, wings. I said, Ma, I told the girl that was ringing us up. I said, Ma, I told Ma, I said, we need to eat our feelings today. And a girl at the counter, behind the counter, she's a heavy set gal. Mobile deck, you know. There's still a chance. You could do it, you know. She's like, I like to eat my feelings a lot. I'm like, I can relate to that, you know. I can relate to that. And there's certain times the energy that comes up that people are more inclined to eat their feelings, and now this is one of them. I heard that the other day, you know, on somebody's talk, that they're like, oh yeah, the planetary, you might have more of an appetite where you put that sass has to go walk around. You can go let her walk around, Ma. I'm going to wrap this up. You want me to turn on the light? Go ahead. You see? Let her go walk around, Ma. Give her here. Come on. Meet me in the bathroom or in the kitchen, okay? What's the matter, girl? There you go. Oh, there she goes, Ma.
What time are you going?
She's like, you better take. That's like second, third time today. Second time today. She's such a good dog. I got it. Hold on. Little girl. Okay. Okay. That's wet a little bit. Let's swap that out. This is probably from dinner. We put Mom's hair in a ponytail off to the side because when she sleeps, then it doesn't like get jammed up as much. That's what Sass and then she'll bark like that in the middle of the night. And I'll be like, what do you need, Sass? And it's funny because she's had an appetite. Like, she's been getting up and that's what she's wanted. I get this chicken meal that I mix with her food. And she likes that chicken meal, so I'll get her some of that. And she just wants a couple bites and goes right back to bed. It's cool being empath, man. It don't matter, animal, people. You know what people want. All you gotta do is put your heart in the same space that they're in. You know, like when I get the toys for the critters and like even this chair I got, it was a Miley Ray Cyrus chair underneath. Little pink kids chair that was like the seat was worn out. And I was like, I can put a pillow in that throat, and Stan Lee would love, and he's been sleeping in that thing from Oregon. You know? So it's like, you just put yourself in the space. It's easy to take care of people as long as you do that. I don't know. I've been doing it a long time. I guess people need to learn, but see, that's the thing is I don't take care of people more than they can take care of themselves. That's the thing. It's like I'm always here to offer guidance and help because sometimes people don't know. They just don't know how to do something just because they were never taught or told. Oh, the whole planet is a resource library, so all people have to do is speak up and ask. The world's just changing. It's hard. Just like, having conversations with people out in the world. It's interesting. Well, we're coming into winter. People are but although it's not the freaking, this is my first, we got here, it's in a month. So this is still all new uncharted territory, this weather. But everybody talks about how the weather has changed so much in the last few years anyway. Everything's changed. The world, you don't go to sleep and wake up to the same world that you went to sleep to. It's constantly changing. So people, sometimes I think it's best, people unplug, disconnect. Just go within. Go to the no place space and just, I don't know. What do you think? And just, it's my saving grace. And I get wound up as it is. I'm like, I can imagine how wound up I'd get if I didn't meditate. If I didn't have my disciplines. If I didn't have my exercises. I'd be a freaking raging lunatic. These are daily disciplines. These are things that I have to do to keep me from keeping my head level. Because I'm surrounded by people in a world that are not keeping a level head. They do not know how. And when people respond from an hysterical place, it doesn't end well. It doesn't go well. And I don't want to see that happen. So, I would like to see more like,